Los Legos. Bricks and toys.
Okay, everybody. So, let's see. I normally have my chat up, but I'm having troubles today. It is not working quite the way I was expecting, and now it looks like a lot of, I don't even know what in the world's going on, that it's kind of like it's all over the place right now. So I'm trying to deal with my restream, which is giving me issues, and it is something else. So I want to save to watch later. I'm trying to find my odd behavior because I'm struggling today. I'm really having. Hey, Six Talks, how are you? Hey, good morning. So I just to let you know, I normally have my chat on my other channels, and for some reason now that I've updated my streaming software, none of that seems to be working. So if you're on, like, I mean, I know, well, it's or afternoon now. Well, yeah, I guess so. Like, for me, it's still morning. It's 11. But I was letting others know. So my TikTok, I've got a stream there, but I have other streams going. So if you're on the other stream, I won't be able to talk to you. So I just apologize to you all in advance, because it something got messed up somewhere, somehow. Where are you at, Six Talks, that you're in the afternoon now? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear that. Okay, so take a deep breath. It's been a wild week. I'm ready for this week to kind of hit that end and kind of get to a point where it's like, hey, I'm cool for the summer. I can start, shut my brain down a little bit and kind of get things together. The good old Sunshine State, man. I called that, Florida, I call that the lightning state. When I lived in Lake Buena Vista for a while. I worked at, it was a college program. I worked at Walt Disney World, and I lived in Buena Vista, there right outside of the gates of Disney. And I remember during especially the stormy months, man, you talk about lightning. I was so amazed. I'd never seen so much lightning. And I never understood why there were so many lightning rods up all over the place until, and why there were so many, like, was it circuited, power plugs that had the little circuit breaker on it? I never understood why until I lived there, and then my TV just zapped out. I like that better than the Sunshine. It fits. Yeah, it's the lightning capital of the world. It is, I believe, the actual lightning capital of the world because of the way that the peninsula comes down. So there in the state, kind of central and down towards the Keys, like all of that, I think, gets so much lightning because of that being the only point, I think, of reference of land between the Gulf and the Atlantic side. I think that's where you've got points of contact for electricity to hit. So that gets a lot of lightning. All right, we are now going in. We're building the engine block of this. So this portion, I believe, the engine, and then the covers, and then some of this up here. So it looks like we'll have all this covered. We'll have the two canopies for the engine sides and the exhaust. We'll be building the exhaust, and then we've got this portion of the engine coming up that we'll see, and the driver. So that's what we're working on today, is getting the engines, the covers, the driver, and this portion of the block here, but it won't be the whole thing. Hey, Clickin', what's up? Yo! Man, I've been enjoying. I noticed that my conversation about the jungle and GNR was throwing some people for a loop who were like, GNR? I'm like, yeah, Guns N' Roses. I can't remember who had mentioned it was Guns N' Roses. It's like, yeah, man, it's Guns N' Roses. At the time, one of the best 80s hairspray bands ever, but not the quintessential end all, just the best at the time. These days, seeing Axl go out and try to sing, I'm like, buddy, you're gonna strain yourself. Stop. Don't hurt yourself. Don't do it. So we need 4 of these macaroni elbows right here. These are fun little pieces. There you go. Travis! Right? Yeah, I know. Travisio, how you doing, my man? I'm actually glad right now to be on chatting with people I care about and that I can share my A-full love with. It beats some of the other stuff for this week, for sure. Been doing okay? Yeah. Man, I got some news I gotta tell you later on. I can't do it now, but I'll have to message you and let you know what's going on. It's gonna be kind of a wild day after this, but I do need to let you know. Let's see. Hey, Angela, what's up? Landon, how are you? All right. So right here, we're going to be going. Now, they have us jumping from one block over here to the other using these little macaroni pieces like this. So we're going to pop from one side to the other. Gonna clip those in. Aye, come on. Let's see if I can. I might have to move some things and kind of see if I can't pop that one in first. You know what? Let me do it the right way. Zoris will know if you'd be down to dress up as a blues brother. I don't know. Would I be? Here's the thing. Like, I know about the Blues Brothers, and I remember seeing the Blues Brothers when I was younger, but I don't know enough about it, but possibly I could. Long hair Willie Nelson type Blues Brother, with my shades on and a hat. I could be down for that. As long as I can get some earplugs too, I'd be okay with that. All right. So, let's see if I can pop that in there. There we go. Alright, so I'm having to wiggle some things around because the way the pins are set up. That's one of those where it might actually be more beneficial. Hey, how are you? Who is that? Let's see, I got a number. Oh, what's happening? Yeah, I've got to, sorry, let me rephrase that. This area here where we had so it's a Technic pin to a crossbar. And that would have made more sense to put the pin in and then slide the macaronis on top, because there's resistance in trying to put each one of the Technic pins in at the same time. Because you have to turn them a certain way so they all fit together at once. So when you put it in, there's no resistance of the pin bar right here. I guess you could say the pin bar. Like, they have to be turned the same way in order to get the same flex. Otherwise, one will be rigid and the other one will not. So, we're moving on to the next. I'm going to push some of this back. I have been hitting up my, that's why, okay, I was like, number O, I was like, wait a second. Brick Trucker, what's up, Brick Trucker? It's like, a long time follower, and I'm like, I'm struggling with the name, because I don't remember number O. But how you doing? Let me ask you, did you do something wild? You got any new sets coming in? Because that's definitely something. I ordered, I got a Mecha Team Leader from the Ollie G or Ollie X. And then I ordered a Battle Bus, but it is not as good as I was thinking. And then the other thing, I just ordered a Cyberpunk. It is a coffee shop. And so I'm waiting on that one to come in, see how that is. And I had this here, I'll pull it up, It's gonna seem ridiculous. So I've been getting a lot of like minifigures off of the AliEx, and because I've got a harbor town that's got like a lot of like cyberpunk Japanese influence on it, I got a whole line of ladies, 12 of them to be exact. You could almost say it's almost the parable of the 12 virgins in a way. Your clock tower delivers today. Ooh, is it? It is. That's the fantasy one, isn't it? I think it is the fantasy. I saw they had some stuff the other day that I was like, I wonder, and I was like, I better not push it right now. Better not push it. I got a few offers that I was looking at that I might be getting. There's like a Black Hawk helicopter that I applied for, and then some other things. I was like, man, it'd be actually kind of cool to build and talk about. I'd find a way to integrate that into the city for sure. Rio bricks. Okay, yeah, the Rio. Oh, that huge one? Yeah, dude, wow. We talked about that, I think, the last time. It's been 2 weeks. So I have been really thrown off by not being here online chit-chatting with people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. That's right. Kobe! See, here's the thing. I feel like I have been missing you all. I have not been online very much. I haven't even made my regular posts of lately because of just things going on right now. So I am like, right now I'm riding high. I'm enjoying seeing you all. Can I be a mod? How do you be a mod? Like, how does that work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, are you getting, like, does that mean like we share screen, or how does that work? Also got the new Death Star and 3 Pokemon sets. You can turn me into one. Spectrum mod. Hold on, I'll have to figure this out. Let's see. Click on you. And no, that's not it. I go to. Hold on, let me see what you said. I chatted with Brad. We're gonna do. Oh yeah, photo op with Mel. Oh, that would be good. I think when I'm supposed to have like some sort of training or something then, so I'm not. I will hold on. I'm looking for something, and also trying to figure out who's at my door. Hold on, I got to do this. I'm gonna take these off so I can kind of squint and see my screen, and then I'm gonna go here. Is that it? No. Go here. No. Go to here. And then, what is that? No, cancel. There. There. And I guess that. I will do that. Okay, let's see how that works. It's my first time doing that, so I have no idea. Okay, and then it says, then for Star Wars Day, I got UCS in one. Ooh, and the Mando brickheads and the F1 helmets. Okay, I'll see how that works, because I've never done that before. I've actually been scared. I know Trav has asked one time, and I was like, I don't know how to do that, so we'll see. We'll see how that works. The F1 helmets look pretty good. Now, you know, I'm not like super hardcore about brickheads. I like them, and I like the look of them. And I actually thought about trying to get like the Fortnite ones, but I don't know. I think this is gonna sound weird. Don't judge me too much, Brick Trucker. Okay. I think it's more the idea that they remind me of Funko Pops. And sounds awful. I despise Funko Pops. Not that I despise Funko Pops. Look, how do I put this? I'm trying not to be blunt about it, and I'm trying to like rack my brain the right way where it's like I don't. The word recently that came up in a discussion about me was pedantic and what's the other word? Pedantic and blunt. Hey, looky there. It's a pipe. So I'm trying not to be pedantic and blunt. Pedantic being, and I'm about to be pedantic, being pedantic, but pedantic being that kind of a know-it-all, and concerned about like minor details. Okay, and that's like in Lego that works without a problem. I do not know Brickhouse Bren, but well, yeah, okay. You're saying nothing wrong with bluntness, except it can cause problems at work. Let me also state, it has caused problems at work, and I'm trying to like cull myself from doing it when I start to notice it. But it is one of those things that it's been a bit of a struggle. But like with brickheads, there's a part of me that wants to absolutely love brickheads, and there's like looking at it, it's like I like the design, and I would want, like, they have a drift. Oh, okay. Yeah. Is you said follow him? Is he in the thing? I can follow him. If he joins, I see it. I'll hit it and join or follow him. For me, for the brickheads and like Funko Pops. My kid loves Funko Pops. He's really getting into it, and I had a few back in the day. But if I have a figure that feels unfunctioning or doesn't have, like, I guess the thing that feels like it functions, moves, is posed, etc., like I don't enjoy it quite the way that I do other things. So like I like to have turnable features, things that move and turn and do all that. And brickheads, I like the idea that they build and you could do stuff, but like even like they were giving, like, here, let me pull it. They were giving away these the other day at my job, and I pulled a bunch, and I was like, I'll put it together once, but then I was going to rip the whole thing apart, and I got multiples because I need the blue pieces to create some more, like, just some bearing things. And so, for me, if it doesn't have, like, the functionality that it doesn't feel like it's posable or movable or fits into the broader general scheme of things, I can't get into it. And that's where it kills me, because I like Fortnite. Like, I love Fortnite, and I would want more Fortnite stuff. And they don't really create, like, a lot that is kind of on the figurine scale. And so for me, it's killing, because it's like I want more stuff that's affordable, and brickheads are affordable, but they don't add into the collection the way I'd want them to. If that makes sense, I hope it does, because that's long-winded and kind of absurd, and I don't know. Yeah. Hey, thank you for the follows, Brick Mixer and Mousetrap. How are you? Mousetrap. That's an interesting one. You have to tell me about it. Hey, Denny, how are you? Yeah, send me the profile. I want to check it out. Okay, so enough of me spiraling. Oh, I see. So I did it wrong. Okay, so I should have. Yeah, so I was supposed to build one on this side, then one on the other side. So at this point, I have to rebuild it. Turn it around. So I think the first time I built it, I had it right. And then I messed it all up. Okay. We're going to do it like this. There we go. All right. Is that correct? Yeah, that is. Okay. Mm-hmm. See what I did? Uh-huh. I totally see what I just did. Okay. And then that's supposed to turn up into that. Get in there. As that famous line in Shazam, Kirsty's adult-sized hands. But you saw it, right? I had it. I had it in there. Alright, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to push this back in there. And then we're going to set that into place. Come on. There we go. Alright. And then this one will turn up into that. Okay, so I think this is supposed to look like it turns up into this, and it's a full exhaust that goes all the way through and around. It looks like I missed one. I did. I totally missed one. Let me find my other elbow over here and two of these, and I've got to shoehorn another one of these in there because I didn't get it done. Jeff, what's happening, bud? How are you today, my man? You doing good? All right. Kobe, hey, I noticed it keeps saying that you keep joining. Are you okay? Or it's like, is the feed failing? I want to make sure, because if the feed's failing us, let me know for sure. Because it could be, I have to tell people, it's like, stop hitting the doorbell. Because if that's what's knocking out the internet, we got a problem. Okay, now, at this point, we are going to be pulling off of this, and we're going to be building a whole tailpipe system that goes out. I'm great. Finally got to see me. I know. Hey, it has been. It's been a week, man. It's been a week. I noticed. I wanted to say thank you. I noticed you've been hitting up the channel on the YT a lot, and I appreciate that. Like you have no idea how much that means to me. And I'm hoping those builds are. I'm hoping like the stuff I put there is kind of helping people, because I know that you keep forgetting every Saturday. Well, here's the thing. Last two Saturdays, I hadn't been on here. So like one Saturday I wasn't on here because of what was it? There was something going on. There was something going on that I had to take the Saturday off. I think it was a family thing that we were doing. And then last Saturday I had planned to be on, and we had a bunch of my kids' friends over, and it was so wild. There was so much going on. I was like, and I was in charge, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and scrub it and just kind of say we got to end it because it was too much. Oh, hey, thank you. I built the Lego mini haunted mansion. So is it like the Haskell one, or it's not the 3-in-1? Is it? Oh, wait, is it the barn one that has like the skeleton and the doors open to the faces of monsters? Because I came across that one, wanted to get it, but I'll have to check and see which haunted mansion that is. Now I know the 3-in-1 that's out, and I'm still kind of debating on that one. I think it'd be kind of cool to put together, but I also have that Midnight Haunted Mansion. So for me, I'm like, which one do I want to build and keep? And the Midnight Haunted Mansion, I need to pull some of that stuff down out of the city and do some video work of it. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to unhook things and move it to like a photo table, and then be able to set it back in without disrupting too much of the city. Now it's the small one, came with 680 pieces. Okay, hold on. Let me grab this here. So I'm gonna come over here real quick pop that up. Since I'm not having to do my chat box on my other, I'm gonna say Lego Mini Haunted Mansion. You said it's 680 pieces. 680 piece. Boom. Oh yeah, the Disney one. Oh yeah, the Mini Enchanted Mansion. That looks cool. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm gonna look at it. Nice. Let's see. I'm wanting to see the back over here. If it'll allow me to look at the back. See if I can pull up a whole picture. You know what? I'm gonna pull it over here and look. So, okay. Here's the thing. I love the inside. It's retired, yeah. Well, let's look at the prices of it. And some of the prices are kind of high. But yeah, I love the inside. And I know it's mini, like it's a miniature, but like that inside with the little ghost figures and the flame. You know, okay. Story time. I know you all like story time, right? So, when Six Bricks, when I lived in Florida, and I was there at Lake Buena Vista, and I worked at Walt Disney World. So where I worked is back in the day, it used to be the Disney MGM Studios. Now I think it's like, yeah, 35. Actually, 35 is not bad. It used to be Disney MGM Studios. Now I think it's like Disney Studios. So they got rid of the MGM, the Metro Goldwyn Mayer. But when I worked there, you know, we would do all sorts of tours and things. So we rode the Twilight Tower of Terror. We did the exchange on that. Got to go through the process of how that stuff works, etc. So one day, as a crew building exercise, we all went to Disneyland, or I'm sorry, Magic Kingdom for Walt Disney World, but the Magic Kingdom, and we rode the Haunted Mansion ride. I'd been on it a few times at this point. Rode it, checked everything out, and then they said, "Hey, let's do this. We're gonna stop, and now we're gonna walk the rest of it with the lights on, so you can see everything." And it was wild seeing how everything works. It uses a lot of flat one by one studs for the windows. Ooh yeah. I bet to stack them like little transparent ones to make little windows. Yep. Yep. That it looks like a cool build. It looks like here's the thing. It's solid, like it probably is what, like yay big or so. That would be a good like tabletop sort of thing. Like if I had a lot of like Disney stuff, that, especially if they made one of all the different like rides and park features, that would be perfect to put up. Yeah, it's very solid. Yeah, it looks. Here's the thing: from what I looked at on the pictures, it looks like just a solid build. But yeah, we went and we walked the actual mansion. We walked through the entire ride and checked it out, and it is like the way that they were able to create all the effects with the mirrors and lights and like diffused screens. It was so cool seeing all that, and that is such an incredible memory I have of seeing the engineering behind how they did that stuff, and it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I wanted to do engineer work forever, and I opted on going into film, and I probably should have switched it. If I'd have been accepted in the Air Force, I would have probably have gone into engine maintenance and engineering, because I really do enjoy that stuff quite a bit. Yeah, so I finally watched the Venom movies. Yeah, so I finished. Hold on, I'm missing stuff. Hold on, Rudy. I'll tell you. Hey, Rudy, what's happening? So the Venom movies. Yes, I watched the last one probably about a month ago, and I thought it was an okay end. You know, not too bad. I was thrown off a little bit. I thought that they were going to do more with Null, but they didn't, and I was really hoping to see more. There's some thought that Null might have some stuff to do with Doomsday, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And I think that they're kind of ending the Venom series. Yeah, Carnage was okay. Interestingly enough, I think Fortnite, their big, their crossover, or like one of their big kind of Marvel events coming up, I believe they're doing a Spider-Man crossover to kind of like set us up for the new Spider-Man movie coming out. And with that one, I believe they're doing Null. They might do like Man Spider, or maybe it might be actually the new Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man suit. So I'm trying to remember what all that, and nothing's been confirmed yet, but that is the working theory right now that that's what they're doing. Okay, now Rudy, I'm gonna get back on target. So I am going back to that F1. We're on bag 3. I'm like all winded today, all over the place. So far, because I was supposed to work on this last 2 weeks, and I haven't. And I had bag 3 and actually little zipper bags and set up here. So I pulled everything out, and I was like, let's go through bag 3, and it's going to be the exhaust manifolds, or the exhaust piping and manifolds, the parts that go over it, and then the top section of this building. I think all of this portion out today. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, here's the thing. It's a solid build. It is oversized, but it is surprisingly really cool. I've got this done, and it makes me want to pick up some bigger Technic sets. And then also at some point I've got an old like off-brand Technic bicycle that I'm wanting to put together, and then I've got a green one that I put together that I want to rebuild, and then find a way to hang it on the wall to show it off, because it was a cool one that has like the pedals that you pedal, and then it gets the tires in the back rolling. So I want to figure out how to get that set up. I have a big Spider-Man Venom Carnage comic book crossover. Hold on, I have the big Spider-Man Venom Carnage. Was it the King in Black series? Because I've been picking up lots of those. So like whenever I go and I'm finding, I'll find like I've got, I think, Spider-Woman King in Black. I think I had the Nermor Spider-Man King in Black series. I think there's like a Carnage, but I haven't been able to get the actual King in Black book yet. I'm trying to find that one. Is that the one you're talking about? That was the Carnage crossover? Maximum Carnage. Okay. The Maximum. Oh, the old school one. You know what? Hold on, I'm gonna find this one. You know what series I want to go back and find and re-get? I have to see if they've done a reprinting of it. But the Clone Wars, or the Clone Saga, where they introduced Ben Reilly and Peter was cloned, and that kind of fell into some of the Man Spider stuff there too. Like I want to go back and visit that one again. I know a lot of people hated it back in the day, but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really cool, and the whole double Peter Parker thing and their battle with one another. Like I dug that series quite a bit. Yes, I collected them when I was a kid. Nice. The things that I still have from when I was a kid. Hold on, I gotta put some brain power on this real quick. Give me a minute. Found it. It's on the other one. Okay. I still have some of my Alien books. So I had it was Aliens Hive, and then Aliens was it Genocide War, and then I'm trying to remember, there was something else, and then some of my RoboCop books, especially when it had the TV Miser. I have some of those from when I was a kid, but a lot of a lot of my comic books were based off of what I could get from the gas station, because I grew up in a very small town at the time. The only thing it was known for is it had a metal industries. And so, growing up, like, we'd smell the paper mill, and my dad would get what was called slag, which was this rock that they use for pouring metal, and then they would bust it out, and this black rock or like glass like slag we would use to put on our dirt road to keep it from getting too muddy. Yeah, I mean, that's all they had. And so if I wanted any comic books, it was whatever was going to be at the store, at like the gas station store at the time. And my area had a lot of RoboCop, Aliens, Predator, sometimes Spider-Man, sometimes Batman. And like, I'm talking about like old George Perez type Batman. I had a few of those, but yeah, for the most part, like, it was a struggle getting any books here and there. And then it was, did I have the money to get it, or was mom like, no, sorry, money's kind of all tied up right now, I can't do it. Or, hey, I'd much rather get this toy instead, because I did get a lot of just random toys. As a matter of fact, have there was a series that was made by Kenner, and it was called Wheeled Warriors. Now, it later became a cartoon called JC and the Wheeled Warriors, because they had to add a hero in order for, I guess, kids to attach themselves to it. But it was a series of these mutants that would basically like take over these vehicles, and they would drive and antagonize people, and cause all sorts of issues. And JC and his team went to this world, this colonized world, and they kind of would keep these monstrous vehicles at bay. So it was almost like Overdrive, but with these weird vine-looking brain monsters growing out of it on a different planet, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, I dug. I was like, hey, I like this. I remember getting Optimus Prime as a kid. Ooh. So the one I had growing up, my one Transformer I had was, I had some GoBots, but I had the cop car that was the Lamborghini, which was, his name is going from my memory right now, but it was, it's not Pursuit. I can't remember which one it is. Sideswipe! Yes! Yes, it was a white Lamborghini. It had the siren things on top. And I got to where I could, like, transform that, like, quickly. Once I learned how to do it, that was such a quick thing. I dig puzzles. And so, for me, I enjoyed that. And it's funny. So, one of my... Okay, so I used to be on a podcast called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. And my buddy Jeff and we did this thing for like 10 years. I think you can still find it. And we were on this show forever. I've actually talked to him about, like, hey, you want to ever get back to doing it? And he's like, I think, but there's a lot going on with him right now too. So we're just kind of like playing it by ear. But we would talk about toys, and we'd go to different toy stores, and I'll check on it here in a minute. Give me a minute, and I have a way to do the research. I can find it in a minute. So we went to this one toy store, and he came across this Transformer that was in robot form. He's like, oh, this is pretty cool. And he was like, look, I'm going to transform it. And he got about halfway through, and he was like, I'm afraid I'm going to break this. And he goes, can you please figure it out? So I was looking at it, and I go, okay. And I saw the articulation. I just folded it, put the wheels in, popped it, and did like that. And he goes, and see, this is why I take you with me. I'm like, that's the only reason why you take me with you? Is so I can transform your transformer mistakes when you when you are not doing what you're supposed to. Let's see, Lamborghini Transformer Cop Car 80s let's see. Bum. It was. I'm looking for the picture. I'll find it here in a minute because that should have been a G1. Here it is. Okay, and I'll go to this one right here, and no, never mind. That takes me to some very random page. It's called, there it is. Is that it? TF source. It should be transformer source right there. Okay. Hot Fuzz. That's his name. Hot Fuzz. Yeah, so it was the grandfather of the Transformer police cars. His name was Hot Fuzz. And I had the Americanized version. I did not get the original Japanese, but I did have the Americanized version, which is, I think it was like 3 or 4 years after the initial Japanese version came out. But his name is Hot Fuzz, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's, again, kind of a weird sort of, I have odd memories about toys. As a matter of fact, so I pre-ordered from the cell. They had I like Sectars. Okay, when I was a kid, I absolutely loved Sectars, and my uncle had gotten me. I had a Dargon with the Dragon Flyer, so Prince Dargon, and then I had the General Spydrax was his Dragon Flyer. And then this kid that I knew gave me, like, I think it's Tranquilla was one of the other bad guys, but I didn't have his monster that he was with. So I love these things made by Coleco, right? I have Sideswipe and Prowl on. Ooh, okay. That's Insecticons, this G1, and the Perceptor. The only one I have now, I have the remake of trying to remember the one that turns into the magnet, like the magnifying, not the microscope. I think I still have that one. Perceptor, yeah. I had that one, and then I have out of the War on Cybertron, those sets. So when they were redoing them, I nabbed the War on Cybertron Starscream that turns into the spaceship. I love that one. My favorite one, though, is Spinister. And the Spinister figure from the War on Cybertron series set, the Legacy set, is probably one of my favorite Transformers, hands down. It's got purple, it's got blue, it's got magenta. I love those colors as they are anyways. But the transformation portion of that build for me is so satisfying. And then just the color scheme with the colors and the head shape. It's almost like an Optimus type head shape, but it's like an evil Optimus. I love it. You're trying to get a G1 Shockwave is... That's a cool one. That is a cool one. Man, I never thought I was going to be talking Transformers today. I saw there's a company that's got some sort of put together Transformer model kits I was looking at one point. I might have to look into it. As soon as I get more info about it, I'll kind of share it with everybody and see what I know. But as of right now, I'm not getting anything. I'm putting my foot down. I'm saying no. Even though I want to go get more things. I just got something off of the AliEx, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's see. So that's that's why Jeff. That is why you're here. You're not only here to share the Transformer love. Come on now. Come on. That's not the only reason, but it is a good reason for sure. All right, this is kind of weird. All right, here's what I'm faced with, okay? They have me, so we've got this, I'll kind of show it here, and then, there we go, I'll show it here. This is a 2x2 round plate with a Technic pinhole in it. Now, what's cool about these is you can take this, you can take any sort of standard stud, run it up there where it kind of fits in, you know, so you can build with it this way. If you have a Technic stud or like a bar, you can shove it through, you can clip bars in there. There's a lot you can do with it. But in this particular instance, we have a hole here, or a stem for the driver coming through. And they want us to take this and put it in upside down, and then set this on top for the driver. I guess that would kind of like fit in like that. And then we've got this kind of random bar upside down. But the only thing I don't like about it is there's nothing studding these two together. And so that eventually is probably going to slide. Maybe not. I'm going to stick with it for right now and see if that works for me. I'm looking at it and it's just like, I don't know if I can do it. I can do it. I'm going to push. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to push through. Hey, stray animal, how are you? And thank you for the laughing tacos. I need laughing tacos. As a matter of fact, I think today I need to go get some tacos. That's a 2 and 10, 2 and 8. I want to go get tacos. And, you know what I do want to get? Not just tacos. I want to go get a thing of ground turkey and just, do my seasoning on it. And then a big thing of chips, like rounds, with the meat on it, refried beans, guac, sour cream, cheese, pico de gallo, and I'm trying to think, some jalapenos. I want to make some nachos, like just some everything nachos. Or get, I would say I would get them from Taco Bell, but Taco Bell, unfortunately, every time I go, I end up just sick from eating it. I love, I want to eat it, but I get sick. Do you ever get sick from eating Taco Bell? Because that is an ongoing thing. I always end up feeling sick. And I was like, at one point I was like, well, I'll get the fresco stuff. So it's like, it's not so bad. Get the fresco stuff, eat a little bit better. You too? Yeah. And then it's like, I eat the fresco. I'm like, I'm going to do better. I'm not going to get like just the junk. And then I still end up just sick. Like, not retching. Not good for the quality of discussion we're having right now. I was sort of sick, and I was like, no. So for me, it's like, I sense it, and I'm like, man, I want to go, and I want to do this, and my kid, every once in a while, he'll ask, I'm like, oh yeah. And then, after I do it, you eat it, and you're like, yes. And then you get done, you're like, dear Lord, what have I done? It's kind of like Kirk after he blows up the Enterprise, and it's falling down to Genesis. He's like, my God, what have I done? Did the only thing you could do, except in my case, I could have chose better. It's not eating Taco Bell. Yeah, I mean, it's probably been, you know what? I don't want to admit to anything right now, okay? You're not going to get me in that spot. Actually, it's probably been, I don't know, it's probably been several months. There's one close to my kid's school, and so there was one day I went to go have lunch with him, and I picked it up for us, and we ate at the school, and have fun. Like, if I eat it, normally I eat it because I am hanging out with him. And same with McDonald's too. If I have that, it's because I'm hanging out with him, and doesn't really have anything else. It's not something I'm seeking out on my own, for sure. And I make a habit of that, because I used to go and eat Long John Silver's all the time. And yeah, that has done grand for me, like, especially around here. So it's like one of those, it's like, yeah, probably don't need to be going. So anytime that I go out, if I'm going to go and eat something out, if I'm by myself, normally, okay, here's some honest truth, okay? And I'm going to talk about that mall series here in a minute, because I do want to know your impression on it. I saw some reviews, but I haven't watched it yet, but when I have days where it's like, hey, you're on your own for lunch, you've got these sorts of things that you're doing, you're going to be learning with this crew or this crew, and it's like, okay, most of the time when I go out for lunch, I will end up going to like Walmart, usually Walmart, and I will just go get whatever they have out of their deli, and then I go Lego shopping or action figure shopping, and I just kind of roam around. And to me, that is just such a celebratory time, because it's like I get to focus in on these things that I love, and then I'll get like some nourishment or food. So for me, like, I don't even, on my own, I don't even go out and eat that often, because if I do, it's like I'm getting something from a deli, and then I'm going and shopping and doing all this other stuff. So that's usually how I roll, and I kind of avoid going to fast food joints these days. So that mall series, how is it? Because I saw it came up the other day on my feed, and they were saying, hey, you need to watch this. I was like, okay. But I hadn't, check something here. Like this. I haven't placed it yet. This, and then one of these. Okay. I hadn't watched it yet, so I hadn't been. I don't know a lot about it. So I don't know. Like, is it kind of a continuation of like Rebels? Like just with his story, or is it just kind of like a one-off like background story for him? Yeah, you'll have to sound off in the notes on that one, because it's one of those, I'm not sure I followed it enough. Or you know what? Here, hold on. Let me find this part. And then really enjoyed it. Fight scenes were really good. Okay, you want to talk about it a little bit? Hold on, I'm gonna put this on here. Because it's the same animation company as all the others, so like Rebels and all that. But I think, I don't know. That's another one where I kind of fall on hard times. I've tried multiple times getting into Clone Wars, right? And I would get into it a little bit. Now, I got into Rebels for a while. Like, I was enjoying that up until a point. But I struggled going through Clone Wars. And I think it's because I was already seeing, like, I guess maybe because I'd already done or seen, like, how this ends with the, I guess, like, Star Wars aspect of it. So there's been a few episodes I got into and kind of enjoyed and got into, but for the most part I struggle, like, just sitting through it. I'm not sure when it takes place. Okay, I'll have to look at it. Right now I'm going back and I am watching, because I'm actually watching it I think on Tubi, but I'm going back and watching the Ninjago series. So I decided for some reason that's what I need to go watch. My wife is watching the Airbender series, and so I will watch. Usually on Saturday mornings, I watch an episode of Ninjago, and then she watches an episode of Aang's Adventures, and I kind of watch those two. So you said it takes place after his robotic legs. He's basically getting revenge on the Empire. Wait. Okay. So I saw there was something. Here, I'm gonna flip this around. Let me take a brain break for a minute. There was something that I saw. Does it show him like? There was an AI video I saw of someone that was, I guess, had done a thing where like Maul like was in the. He was in the trash and he was like talking to a spirit of himself, and he was like figuring out how to pull himself up and kind of get his things working. So he was like pulling all these things together to make legs, and he was like kind of tapping into the force to keep himself alive and building his legs, and like talking about how he was going to return and do all this. Now that was an AI video, but is it going to be something similar to that? No, it must have. It's basically revenge on the Empire. No, it must have after that. Okay, I'll put it in my queue, because that means at this point, now I'm intrigued, and now my brain's spiraling, and now I want to know. And if I don't know, I'm gonna have a crash out today. Yeah, I'll end up putting that in my queue, because I'm wanting to know. I'll be back. Okay, that works. Yeah, like that sounds like it could be. Actually, sounds like it could be kind of cool. Man, that's always been my thing. It's like if they don't show like how he got through all that, like that's the part I want to know. It's like how did he actually survive that? Was it just like the actual like hate of the Sith that kept him alive, or was it something else? Like the mechanical legs. Like this video had it to where it's like the mechanical legs, like he pulled from a claw machine and he used the force to imbue it onto his body. So I think that's where it's like, that's the part I was like, I want to know how you did that. That's kind of wild stuff right there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a red bracket. And there are 1 by 1 by 1 by 2 brackets. Hey Poppet, how are you? Let's see. Smoker, how are you? Dave Berserker, man, that's a cool name. Jeff, you're back. So I was actually saying like how I kind of like the idea of like I want to hear the story of how like truly how he pulled himself together. He was cut in half. You figured he would die without having certain intestines and support. So for me, it's like, did he just totally keep himself together by tapping into the darkness of the Force and keeping himself alive, as Palpatine says, he had the power of the Force, could beat death. So our Sith Lords like that powerful, they have that much like just angst and hatred in them that they're able to keep themselves alive. Because that would be kind of wild. I've already heard so far that the Mando and Grogu movie, people are saying it's running into problems. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. It takes place a year after Revenge of the Sith and before the Battle of Yavin. Nice. Okay. How long is the series? Is it like a mini series, or are they going to be like doing a lot of continuation, or is it just like kind of a few things like the Obi-Wan that's like one and done? And then my next thing is, why didn't they make that in live action? I mean, animation's okay too, but I want live action. I'm spoiled that way, man. Alright, so it looks like we got this, and we're going to be pairing it up right here, and this is going to be that cover over here for our F1 Racer. So let's go ahead and press that in. And yeah, nothing holding. I have a feeling we're putting something in here. At least I'm hoping either across or across here, because that's a little loose. You can see it. It's 40 episodes in about 30 minutes each, but really enjoy. Okay, so 40 episodes. Are they doing like? Is it just gonna be this one season, and then they're kind of done? I'm like asking like 10 million questions about this. Like my brain is absolutely spiraling with questions about this. It's kind of like Trixie from Toy Story when it's like 10 episodes. Okay. Was it Trixie from Toy Story when she's like, I have some questions. Not like I have all the questions. I have all the questions right now. I gotta know inquiring minds and such and such and such. Alright, so let me grab my two of these 2x4s. Two of these 1x3s. Interestingly enough, I don't know if we have enough to build the other side, or if it's just we're building one side, get my hairs out of there, or if we're doing... Maybe we have enough. I think we will. We will. I know, right? Let's see, 10 episodes. Yeah, I've got spiral brain today, where it's like every sort of questionable action my brain is taking, it's gonna take it. That's, yeah. It's like a combination of both excitement and worry and detail, where I shouldn't even be concerned with it, but I am absolutely just like, yeah, it is everything. It is all over the place. He has a gang of men. Oh, nice. I'm guessing it's probably the what is it called? It's not the Brotherhood. It's the ones that they were actually the is it First Watch? But it's the Mandos that have the horns on their things. Plus his brothers. Nice. Okay, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna put it on my list. Make sure I can check it out. You talked me into it, and when I enjoy it, I'm gonna be like, hey, Jeff got me into this. So now when I have it to where it's like, you know what, I can't stop watching it, or now I need to do a whole cosplay on it. I do actually have a Mando cosplay that I need to finish. It is a Mandalorian Ghostbuster cosplay, and I have most of it put together, but the gauntlets, I've got to pull a lot of it out and redo some of the wiring on the terminals, because I've got some switches that are busted. They're not working, but I've got like a light changing piece up here. I've got some blinking lights and switches. Yes, definitely. Plus the artwork is amazing. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I need to check it out. I think I'll like it. I probably will. Thing is yes, I'll like it, but I question everything. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at something. I don't like this right here. This bothers me. So I'm going to pull this bracket out right here. This is where I am trying to... Let's see, hold on. Oh, man. So something's not working for me right here. And it has to do with this one bracket and this plate right here. So let's pop this open. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna be trying to figure this out. Now that doesn't fit, does it? I figured it out, I think. Did I? See, I don't like... So this back portion, I'll kind of show you right there. It's not lining up, so there's a huge gap. And I think what's bothering me about it is that I would want this to attach over here. So I'm going to, and there's nothing indicating that there's anything that's going to be attached through there. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I'm going to see if it works for me. Because as of right now, having that gap and the plate pull between these two, that doesn't work for me at all. So this is supposed to set in like this. Why does that not line up? Ooh, that's aggravating. Alright, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the orientation of this here bracket. Will it allow me to? Hold on. It might not allow me to. I might have to find another way to do this. Or kind of like set some sort of weird plate in there. This is where that's going to be too high, won't it? And I can't do, oh, it's a full stud. It's not a pin stud. Okay. Y'all, I promise. Hey, kitty. There's a kitty cat puzzle I got to do. Oh. There we go. Okay. There was a kitty cat puzzle I had to do. Okay. The Mandalorians are with Maul in a division of the Death Watch. That's what they were. Death Watch. So that's the group that the Mandalorians from those are Children of the Death Watch. That was the group that Mando and them were part of. Okay. So this thing does not line up the way I want it to. So I might be digging for parts later on. So I'm going to kind of just shove this on here. And I'm going to see if I can ignore it for right now. Because I don't like how that's loose. But if you want to take this off to service the engine, you pull it off that way. And it has like a little stem that you can just pop it back on, and then it's got the whole intake there. Like, it's pretty solid. Alright, we're going to turn this around. I'm going to turn this away from me. And we're going to start a new one. Okay? I know, and it's like, there was a point when it was like, I was working on, it's a company called Lux Blocks, okay? And they had, I did one not too long ago that was a Mona Lisa. And I like art. I teach art. For however long, but I teach art, right? Well, the 2x8. It's a 2x10. There's the 2x8. Alright. So, I'm putting this set together, and I kept running into problems. I'm like, that doesn't fit. It doesn't work. You know, they're not thinking through the process. And I remember I was making the video, and you can actually find it. It's available. But I think I was hitting a frustration point when I was like calling the company out. I'm like, you guys don't know how to put your Legos together. Just like yelling, like absolute crash out. And I had to remind myself, like, all right, you know, hey, okay, it's okay. It's just a toy. It's just a building thing. But I remember I was like, if I'm putting this together and I'm so frustrated of putting it together, when does it no longer become fun? And when does it start becoming a hassle or like a problem, right? And so that's where I had to kind of stop myself. And I was like, you know, should I absolutely stop this? And I kind of looked. I was like, I'm actually recording. I need to put it together. And I can't remember if I ended up just stopping towards the end and saying, all right, I'm going to take this off camera. I'm going to have to rebuild it and kind of go back to it at some point. But there was some absolute frustration with that build. Now, segue into recently, come Monday, I'll have that video up. I got, for some reason in my infinite wisdom, I decided to get another Lux Block set. Thinking, this one's going to be so much better. Automatically out of, and I don't, here, I'll kind of show it here. I don't know if you can see that. But automatically out of the gates, one of these bricks was chewed up, beat up, and had no anti-stud ability on the side. So that was the first thing. Like, okay, I'll just grab another brick. Well, the white bricks are packed away, and so I was like, well, I'll just use a black brick. It's an MC Escher piece, so that shouldn't be that big of a deal. Hey, Big Ben. Hey, Big Ben, how are you? And so I was like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'll just find another piece. And so I go and I find a black piece, and thankfully it was on the backside of this white structure. So it's like, it stands out. It's got high contrast because it is just random, but it's on the backside of the build. So I'm like, okay, not that big of a deal. But then I was running into so many issues with getting certain plates and certain bricks to line up, and then they had this huge gap that when you press it down it would just collapse on you. And I remember I'm sitting there going, okay, Tay, you kind of do this to yourself. You shouldn't be getting this particular set and company anymore. I don't care how much it costs, just stop, sort of thing. And there was a thing in me that was saying, hey, you know, I do it and I share it so that way people know and then they can make their decision. But it really comes down to the fact that I want to build a bunch of random stuff, and I usually do. And then I get frustrated when the build doesn't work because I'm buying cheap. It's crazy, yeah. Well, this set, I mean, it was making me mad. I was like, "Urgh." And it was after a hard day too, and I was like, I'm gonna build. This set's gonna be so much better, and then I'm gonna feel better. And by the time I was done, I was like, I hate all of this. I don't feel very good. And I remember I could not tone myself down. It felt like my heart was just gonna race out of my chest after everything that had happened, right? And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go to bed. And I remember sitting there for an hour and like 40 something, about hour 43 minutes, and then I finally was able to just kind of rest. I was in bed by almost 11:48, and then I woke up at 3 and just absolute panic about things that were going on. I was like, all right, so I got up, did some of my Bible study, just trying to get myself right, just trying to figure life out. And it was a struggle. It's been a very big struggle here lately. And I'm hanging in there. But if you see me ever crash out, just know there's a lot going on my end with my brain that I'm just not wanting to address right now. But we'll get it. Hey, summer's about to hit. When summer hits, I'll be jamming, man. I'll probably be on a little bit more than often, because that's the time when I can be. Yeah. So, yeah. We'll see how that works. It is. Jeff saying it's tough, and I'm sorry. Listen. Some of it truly is. Quite a bit of it truly is my fault. I'm not gonna lie about that. That would be. I guess, how would you put it? That would be irresponsible of me to not look at the situation and say, no, yeah, like I totally got myself in that situation. That's true. I got, I guess you could say, in many ways overzealous and thinking that I could handle certain things I couldn't. And I went into a situation blind and not really thinking through who I am as a person, and kind of like saying, okay, I need to code switch, stop, really look at the situation and say, okay, what's going to be best for you? And instead I went into this thing because I had a friend that was there, and I was like, hey, as long as my friend's there, it not that big of a deal. And it turned out it was a big deal. And I think that's where now I have carried a lot of the stress and craziness home, and it's put everybody on edge here. And so for me, I feel bad because I've put my loved ones, and I've put even like, people that I talk to online, I've put them at stake because now they're having to listen and deal with this thing when I'm supposed to be jovial and doing what I'm supposed to do. And it's been tough, but we're trying to make some changes. I got, I've been going in and talking to people, getting things checked, and I'll get there. One day I'll be able to actually talk about some of the stuff that's going on, and I'll address some of the things that are going on with me. I'm still learning about some stuff that I just started learning about, and so once I feel like I'm comfortable with kind of sharing and evaluating and I understand more about my condition, I can share it out a little bit more and let you all know. But yeah, it happens. You're right, it absolutely happens. So let's go back to Darth Maul. I came across the Darth Maul mech from Lego. Now I don't really have, I've got, I think like one or two Lego sets. I don't really, that are Star Wars, right? I don't really have a lot of the Star Wars ones. Growing up, Star Wars didn't come out in Lego until I was in my last year of high school, heading into college at that point. I might have actually already been, so when I graduated high school, I graduated in 98. Okay, and it's kind of, I'm aging myself here, but I'm doing it on purpose because I have a reason behind it. So when I graduated, it was 98. It was around the time episode 1 was coming out. They were the new kind of remake, or not remakes, but the special editions were out in theaters. I was on the news, actually, my local news, talking about it. I was like, yeah. Somewhere at my mom's house, they had that video of the recording of me talking about the fact that I'm excited about the movies, and I'm excited about the news that George Lucas put about episode 1. They're like, oh, I guess no one had really talked about it much, but I used to get like Star Wars Insider and all those old magazines back when magazines were a thing. Well, kind of shoot forward to years later, the Star Wars Lego sets, like, I know Lego was having some difficulties at the time. I was getting Space and Space Police, Ice Planet, the pirate stuff. I was getting all those. Well, they took a chance on Lego, and they started putting out, or on Star Wars, they started putting out some Star Wars sets, and I grabbed it. It was like a Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and it was a Jedi Luke, Imperial officer, and a stormtrooper on like a little catwalk from Return of the Jedi. I got that, and then someone had gifted me an episode 1 set when it first came out. And I remember putting it together. It was the swamp encounter. It had Jar Jar, it had Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, a Stap Rider, and I think a battle droid and a bunch of hanging plants. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And I enjoyed it, I enjoyed seeing it and putting it together. And I think I built it like once, and I might have ripped it apart and did something else with it. But I always kept like my instructions and things. Well, those sets and all those pieces that I had from when I was young that got kind of gifted out to my cousins, they took it, they borrowed it. So when I finally got everything back, it was not the same at all. But the one, and then these two, 1, 2. All right, and a lot of those sets were gone. So when I started getting back into Lego, I was like, I looked at the Star Wars sets. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it, because I have like other, like Power of the Force 2. I got some retro. A lot of was it original? It's the OTC original trilogy collection. The lot of the vintage card collection. Like I have a lot of those that I open up, play with, and kind of put up. And so like there's some things like I have my episode 1 toys that are like my racers. I've got some Power of the Force 2, like the Desert Skiff from Jabba. N1 Naboo Starfighter with Rick Olay from episode 1. I've got Dirge on his speeder bike from the Clone Wars. I've got the Power of the Force 2 speeder bike Thug. And then from Solo, I've got like another speeder bike that's Emphas Nest and his speeder bike. So like all those speeder bikes I like. Some of the vehicles I have a what is that, a V-wing, I think it was like the one that had the bombers that had the wings that popped open. Like I got those. I never had any of the prequel sets. Now the prequel sets I picked up out of, are you talking about with Lego specifically for the prequel sets, or are you talking about just in general like toys? Because I had, when episode 1 came out, I had probably almost every single one of waves of figures of episode 1. And then I had all the episode 1 figures. I had a lot of the vehicles. I even had the Theed hangar playset. You mean Lego? Yeah. Now the Lego stuff, I only had the Naboo Swamp for the prequels. That might have been it. I think that was absolutely it. I don't think I had anything else. Like I said, I never got into the Lego Star Wars. Now the game I loved, but like I missed out on the land speeder. I missed out on some of those sets. So like even like the Mandalorian stuff that had initially come out. So that's why I'm kind of thinking about the Razor Crest, the new one I was thinking about. You had all the figures, yeah. I remember like episode 1, I had pretty much all the collections, and I still have like, let's see, I'm looking. I've got like the dignitaries that have like the folding arms and everything. I've got those. Was it Newt Gunray? And I'm trying to remember the other ones. I had even Terrence Stamp's like political guy with the little droid that flew with them. Like I had all those figures. I had multiple Mauls. I had the cloaked Maul. I had the Maul with the double staff. I had the Maul on the speeder bike, and I still have the Darth Maul, the big 12-inch on the speeder bike. That's like one of my beloved pieces. You bought the droid the actual like the droid flyer that breaks down, has the legs. Those were cool. I liked, in, was it episode 3, the tri buzz droids. There were some other that it's like they broke apart and they had buzz droids on them. Like some of those, like I liked the design of some of those. And then I got to where I would just get figures here and there. There might be like one I like here. For a while, I was really into the 6-inch Black Series figures, and so I was getting quite a bit of those. And then I just kind of started stopping. It got to where I couldn't pack them away enough, and I've got bins in the living room full of figures. So I've got a lot of Fortnite figures from both Jazzwares and Hasbro. I've got a lot of G.I. Joe Classified. I love G.I. Joe Classified. And I have a lot of, let's see, I gotta check something out real quick. Okay, I'm right. A lot of G.I. Joe Classified, a lot of the Star Wars Black Series, including like the Halloween edition stuff. I've got quite a bit of those. And the Halloween edition ones, anytime I come across those, I usually will get those. I have you heard of the fan fiction about Jar Jar being a Sith Lord? Yes.
Live or
I am live.
Alright. So I was putting the scooter in the garage, and I saw a whole bunch of CDs. These are the only ones I know. But there's
Radiohead, Nirvana.
yeah, there's like a lot more.
Yeah.
You have that much?
I had
It's
a
like-
lot of CDs. I think I still have some in the closet. I'll have to pull them out. Yeah. You can listen to them. You got a CD player, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, some of them might be in bad shape, and some of them might be moms. If they've got, let's see.
Oh, Radiohead doesn't have them.
Oh, some of these
It's
might not
probably
be
somewhere.
in here,
Hopefully
but I'll.
this.
Okay. Look,
not.
hey. When I clean the closet
Uh-huh.
and I pull stuff
Which
out and redo this closet there, when I redo that closet at the beginning of summer, because I am gonna restructure that. I believe I know where that box of CDs are, and then you're more than welcome to listen
Oh,
to them.
also I found this tiny what is it called? I have this big statue thing that you're gonna customize for someone. I found a mini one.
Oh, like a Money and Dunnies and all
Yeah.
that? Yeah, I've got a bin of them because I
I'm
was
gonna look
making
through
those.
through the CDs.
You're more than
Is that
welcome to, yeah. And some of them might have CDs, some might not. Keep in mind if they got white stuff all over it, they're probably scratch. They might skip, but you're more than welcome to look at them.
Blade Runner and a Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, Blade Runner and Lord of the Rings movie or soundtrack?
Soundtrack.
Yeah, because I would get all the soundtracks. Actually, the Lord of the Rings soundtrack and the Blade Runner is pretty good. It's by Vangelis, but it's kind of like this, where it's more like ambient. It takes a while. The Lord of the Rings soundtrack is that's really good too.
Alright, love you. Bye.
You're more than welcome to listen to them.
Yeah, I'll look through them.
Okay. All right. Bye. Yeah. So the Darth Jar Jar, and I'm wanting to say that in Fortnite recently, they had a Darth Jar Jar skin that came out to celebrate his fan fiction of becoming an absolute bad guy. I didn't get it. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Fortnite. I didn't pick it up. I probably should have. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. Now, other than that, with the whole Darth Jar Jar thing, just the name, just the implication of the name sounds ridiculous. Darth Jar Jar. Oh, I love the theory though. The theory is sound. It is totally sound. It's incredible that he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was actually the true apprentice, and he was taking the spot. He was the hidden thing. I know that they put him in the Dark Falcon set. Yeah, that Dark Falcon set, money wise, I haven't been able to get it, but it's one that I've actually thought about, and I've come across it on the cheaper channels, and I've actually thought about getting it there too, because I think it would be hilarious to put together. I think my only problem is like at this point I don't know where to put it. I'm building this, and I'm not even sure where I'm gonna put this when I'm done. If I had a work office, some of this stuff I'd probably like frame up and put there. I know it's retired, the Dark Falcon, but I've seen it on like the AliEx, and I've thought about getting it there. And I want to say I came across it at Target, surprisingly. Like, it never got returned, but it was on the shelf there. Even though I know it's retired, but it was still sitting on a shelf. So I was like, oh, that's kind of odd. Like, and it wasn't even like, I was like, maybe they put it on clearance, and I took it over to scan to look, and I mean, it's regular price. I'm like, oh. Of course, I can't afford it, like it's like I could look at it and be like, hey, I want this all I want, and hey, it's retired now. But I can imagine getting that and getting the biggest whop on the side of my head for doing it. Like, I don't know what you were thinking. It's like, I wasn't, honey, I'm sorry. I was not thinking at all. Because, that one would get me in quite a bit of trouble. I'm not going to lie. I want to say it wouldn't. I want to say I control the household and whatever, but I know. You had to get dressed for what party did you do, or what party you going to? Hopefully it's a good party, but not a pity party. Like what I have sometimes. Hey Camila Aurora, how are you? That's a cool name. You had to let me know how'd you get that name. I'm sure that's kind of a thing. Like I like to know sometimes how people get their names or choose their specific names. Hopefully that's not too much and that doesn't throw you off. It's a crawfish party. Ew. Hey, okay. I'm not oohing you, all right? They freak me out. They really freak me out. I've never truly admitted that. And I know, like, it just sounds so weird. Mud bugs. Ugh. So I've had people like, hey, you want to go to this crawfish broil? And I usually like, oh no, I think we're going out to dinner. We're gonna be doing this, and it freaks me out. What's up, dude?
Sorry to interrupt. I found a wedding mix.
A wedding? Oh yeah, dude, that wedding mix was so good. That was Mom and I's wedding mix. I can't remember if that's the one I made or if that's the one she made. I know I made her a CD too. That
Y'all
had
got
songs.
married in 2014.
2014. No, who is this? Oh, look, that's Amanda and Travis's wedding.
Oh, Travis.
Yeah.
Are they still married?
Yeah, they're still married. They got kids and everything.
Tough.
Sorrow by Bad Religion. That's a good one. Walk on the Wild Side. Come up. There's one of these. Rock With You, Michael Jackson. That one's really good. So there's some good ones on there. Enjoy.
Alright.
Please enjoy. And enjoy it like there's no enjoyment you can have anymore.
Okay.
Or not.
Then there was like Anti-Flag and Green Day.
Oh, Anti-Flag is
I
amazing.
know.
Actually, I used to really listen. I probably shouldn't listen to it too much anymore. But honestly, like rhythmic, like really loud stuff. Stop it. That actually kind of settles my brain sometimes. Oddly enough. All right, I'll see you later. I just feel like they're baby lobsters, and I don't. I'm divulging too much of myself right now, okay? It's one of those where I can, like, lobster and crab. All right. Give me a minute. Let me think of how to put this together in my head. Because I'm about to drop some really weird truth stuff about me online, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it so I don't scare everyone away when people are like, oh yeah, this guy. That's your thought process. It's gonna be weird. Synth rock, yeah. I've listened to a lot of what's called lo-fi. Especially if I'm spiraling. There's one I listen to on the YT. It goes by Odd Behavior. He does a lot of just kind of ambient synth rock sort of stuff that I really, really enjoy. That's kind of where my mind goes to. And then I've been listening to a Christian metal band called was it Project 86 that I really like. Well, me and Fabian, we'll talk about who's one to pick the crawfish. And let's see. Okay. Travis. All right, so here's my true thing on the mud bugs. And okay. So I have some phobias, right? And of course, the whole idea of phobia, and I'm going to turn so I can view the screen. So, the whole idea of phobia is that it's an irrational fear. Really not that big of a deal. And I've worked really, really hard. I have 3, to be exact. One of them, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called right now, but it's the fear of not being in small spaces, but it's the fear of being bound. Not like being bound like this. It is absolutely terrifying for me. And actually, one time I was going into, they were putting me into an MRI machine to scan my head and my body. And I didn't get stuck in there, but I was in there for a while, and I had to tell them, like, please get me out. I'm panicking, like I'm really panicking. So they had to pull me out and redo the whole thing, and I mean, it was wild. You have a fear of rats and falling? Yeah. Well, so my other fear is called coprophobia. So coprophobia is a fear of fecal matter. So you can imagine being a young dad and changing my kid's diaper. Like, and I've got this knuckle here is dried out from just scrubbing so often that even now, 10, 11 years later, I'm still trying to get like moisture back in my hands, because I would wash it so much that my hands would just crack and break, because I would just freak out about it. Well, my last one's arachnophobia, fear of spiders, and I have been working very hard to get rid of it. It's not necessarily so much spiders as scorpions, but it kind of falls in the same thing. Shoe horse crabs, kind of in the same thing. They're all actually arachnids, and kind of loose cousins. Crabs, lobsters, they're crustaceans. They're really not associated with spiders, but they resemble a lot of that. And same with like little mud bugs as well, crawfish, crayfish, however you want to put it. They also resemble that. So when I look at them, I get kind of a response to it, and I can't do it. I'm sure they're delicious. I've had people tell me they're amazing, but I'll eat lobster if it's cut away and I don't see anything. I can do that, but when it's like when you crack it, pull it out, I'm like, I'm not. I've tried it a few times. I've actually tried. Same with crabs, and I've had people that like break them apart and like dig out them, and I had one person do it at a table one time, and I actually had to ask to be removed. Fear of snakes. My mom has a fear of snakes. Oh, here's a good story. Okay, let me place this. I actually was talking to my mom earlier today. I was chit-chatting with her about, stuff that's going on and everything, and so it made me think about this. So I'm going to place this right here first. This is going to fit right into... How does that fit? Oh, no, sorry. This goes up here. Let me fit these real quick, and then I'll tell you. This is actually a funny story. It was one of those stories, man. This thing backfired on my dad so bad. Was the best thing. Okay. There we go. Oh, nice. Look at that. Okay. So, when my mom has a fear of snakes. So, do you want... so you want to eat shrimp? I can eat shrimp. Like, usually when it's just the tail and they've separated the rest of it, shrimp don't really bother me. I don't know, and I think it has something to do with like it's something that has to do with the way the bodies are put together. Okay, so like crayfish, lobsters, crab. Lobster's not so bad as crab. Crab, not really. Lobster, I mean it takes a lot, and crayfish just for some reason kind of remind me more of an arachnid sort of thing. So I struggle, but like shrimp, if it's deheaded, yeah, maybe some shrimp. I mean, as long as it's like pulled out, I don't want to squeeze and yeah. There comes a point. I can't do steamed crabs at all. I can't do them. I can't do them. So, anyways, my dad had, where I grew up, there were a ton of water moccasins, a lot. They'd get long too. Like, had one that was probably one that I shot that was eating our baby ducks on the ranch, and I popped it inside the neck with a 22 hollow point and blew out the side of its neck. And this thing, like, I picked it up. I'm 5'10", and I picked it up. It was probably a foot over my head, and it went, and the head was still dragging on the ground. This thing was so big. It was like 6'8" or so. It was a long snake. I like how, yeah, we're both country boys. I love eating shrimp heads. Gross. So my dad had found this snake, and it was a cottonmouth, and he had chopped its head off with the hoe. He was out there burning stuff, and he was like, hey, he's like, watch this, it's gonna be funny. And I'm like, okay. And he had cut the head off this snake, and it was still like doing its thing. And he calls my mom, and my mom's afraid of snakes. She does not like them. Well, my dad's like, hey, calls my mom's name, check this out. And he takes the hoe and he puts it under the snake, and he goes to fling it at her. Now, keep in mind, this would have killed my mom. She would have just lost her mind. There's a good chance she would have had a heart attack about this, okay? He goes to fling the snake, but it gets wrapped up on the end of the hoe, and it swings around, and it pops, and it wraps around him, and it's wiggling on him, and he just goes, ah, and starts freaking out. And she's looking at him, she's calling his name, he's like, are you okay? And he's like, ah, and he's like trying to throw this thing off. And I'm just, at this point, the only reaction I can have is I just start laughing, because I don't even know how to respond to this, because this thing has flipped around. It was meant for someone else, and it's flipped around and hit him and wrapped around him, and he is just freaking out. He doesn't have arachnophobia, but he is just freaking out. And it was one of the wildest and best justice serving things I think I've seen in forever. It was weird. He stopped messing with her for a while after that. Yeah, and that's the thing. My mom would have, seriously, she would have probably had a heart attack. And then let's see. My dad brought home tacos, cow tongue. My dad's sisters. It was brisket, and they ate it. Ugh. I used to. We would see cow tongue at the grocery store, and I would poke at it. What's up, dude?
I found this.
Yeah, my Raziel, it's all busted up.
I
It is.
think it looks cool.
Yeah, you wanna hold on to it, play with it for a little bit?
I was gonna put it with your other one. I don't even know where it is.
I don't know either. Like I said, I'm gonna be cleaning and stuff this summer and taking care of that. But you wanna play with it for a while? Yeah. I had to figure out how to fix the other one. Want to put them together?
Yeah.
Yep. So are you just going through the garage?
Yeah.
There's a part of me that wants to say stop it.
Why?
I don't know.
It's not like I'm destroying anything.
I know you're not. So, how was the pond?
Oh, I didn't go.
You didn't? What do you mean you didn't
Because
go?
Paul, he had to leave for something.
Had to leave for something.
He had
So,
to go eat.
well, look, I've only got this much in pieces, and then I will be done.
But
And
then after that, he's going somewhere, so I was just gonna wait a little bit.
well, hold on.
Or I
Look.
could ask Brayden.
Well, I was gonna say after I'm done with this, I only have a few more steps. We're talking about. Hold on, because Travis is talking about eating cow tongue as a kid, and
Did you eat cow tongue?
I did not. But at the grocery store, they would have cow tongue like in the packages, and I would sit there and poke it. It was so gross, so gross. You know, actually, if we ever go to the La Azteca, I think they have cow tongue there. I'd take you over there so we could look at it and poke at it and see what it looks like. It's weird. It's like a giant tongue, like this big.
I know.
And it's got the taste buds on it.
Yeah.
It's so nasty. It's so nasty. And like calamari, like the with the suction cups.
Yeah,
I think I drove him out. He's like, yeah, I don't wanna do it. I'm missing so much. Hold on, let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So going back to the snake, yeah, my mom would have had a heart attack, but it was just funny because it hit him. You know, my big mouth said, "Hey, sissy, y'all eating tongue?" And the oldest, they threw up, and you loved it. My cousin has a Burmese python for a pet. Oh man, hold on. I'm gonna finish reading this. I'm gonna tell you. Now I won't eat cottage cheese. See, I like cottage cheese. I could do cottage cheese, but tongue and anything resembling some sort of spider, no, or bug, no. My big mouth said, okay. I think that repeated. Okay, so we had a neighbor who was kind of a friend of ours, and he had an emperor scorpion, and we were all hanging out. He was like, "Oh man, just check out the scorpion." I'm like, "Hey, listen, man, I don't like spiders and arachnids, so just keep them in the cage, and you keep them over there. We'll be cool." He's like, "No, man." And he pulls this thing out, and he goes to set it on me, and I stiffened up. I said, "How much your scorpion cost?" And he goes, "Oh, it's like $80." I'm like, "You about to be $80 in debt." And he stopped and he looked at me. I was like, "If you put that thing on me, I will kill your pet." And they just kind of, like, I had this stare. They kind of backed off. They put it up, and he did not come back out. And I was like, that's my one and only warning to you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ugh. Just the thought of that is like, nope. Nope on a rope. I am not going to be looking at those things. They freak me out. Absolutely freak me out. Yeah, you don't blame me. Yeah. I think, but it was like that thing when I told him, I was like, "You're about to be $80 in debt." He kind of figured, okay, he's being serious. I used to, as a kid, fear of pigs because I saw the episode of the. Oh, yeah, I remember that episode where the farmer fell in and the pigs ate him, and the only way they could identify where he went was it was like his watch or something that they found. It was some sort of metal thing. They even ate the clothing. Yeah, I could see that being like absolute nightmare fuel. Ugh. Oh man. That show was, yeah. I remember, like, one of my friends was like, you should watch, was it Faces of Death? And I watched, like, one thing, and I think someone got hit by a bus, and I kind of looked and I was like, yeah, I don't think I ever really want to watch this again. And then that was it. I did not seek those things out anymore. And they were asking, they're like, don't you want to do this? And don't you want to watch more? I'm like, no, man. Are you kidding me? It's like, I think that's, ugh. It's just, there's some things we're not meant to see. You know what I mean? Hey, it was great seeing you too. Man, I think I'm gonna have a pretty good day, Jeff. Hey, thank you so much for showing up, man. I enjoyed you on. I'm gonna go check out that Darth Maul thing. So hopefully by the next time we talk, I'll have some response for you, because I think it sounds pretty cool. So thank you so much. I'm gonna go check it out. My sisters Kayla and Jamie horrified me on the movie finals. No, thank you. Yeah, I have a feeling I'll like it. I have a feeling. I like Darth Maul as a character. I was kind of weirded out when I heard that he was back, but like when they had his appearance in the Solo movie, I was like, yeah, let's get behind this, and then they didn't do anything. So, but yeah, I want to see it. I have a feeling I'm gonna like it. I have a feeling I will dig it. Okay, let's see. We got side view mirrors, and then some engine parts, and I think that'll be it. Final destination. Okay. My kid actually, he was wanting to watch Final Destination. It seems like I watched it a long time ago when it first came out. I don't really remember much of it.
This summer when we clear out the garage, I call
Yeah.
the massive R2D2.
You know what that is, don't you?
No, what is it?
That is, and it's not yours. It's the family's. It is a cooler. You had a birthday party a long time ago when you were a kid, and that was what we put all the drinks in. That was something that Uncle Jeff gave me to take care of. It's a giant water cooler, like drink carrier thing. So you put ice in it.
Why is it in the back?
Because it's huge, and we pull it out and use it for like random things. Like I said, when we're clearing out, first I got to clear out the closet, get this space redone, and then once this is redone, we'll pull out things, and we'll probably have some garage sales and get rid of things, and yeah, we'll pull that stuff out. We might even be able to put that on the back porch at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But we'll have to make space. We'll have to get rid of it. Like there's a chair that's broken. We gotta get rid of that. So there's a lot, but we'll get onto it. Love you too. He's for some reason going through everything, which. Yeah, the Pepsi. Yeah, it is. It's the Pepsi R2D2. I say no thank you to them. Come over and help someday. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, I kind of what I told my family, because I've got to basically, I've got an idea in my head. I know what I'm wanting to do. So I've got to rebuild I've got to rebuild my closet. So what I have to do is I'll have to shut down streams for about a week or so. So there will be like a week or so that I'm not doing anything. I'll try to pad the YT account so I have stuff up. Hey, Star Wars Freddy, a long time. I know. Well, and so you had sent me a couple of lives at one point, and I try to remember what was going on. It's been wild. I don't feel like I've been online a lot lately, and I feel like I've missed. Even like Tony had stuff up that I was just missing on, and I haven't talked to Bearded in a while. There's a lot of people I've been missing. You too. I haven't gone to your page and checked things out in a while. But first thing, so one of the first things I got to do is I've got to go and kind of take out some of the bins in here, take out some of the things, put them in the garage. So I've got to pack them in the garage, and then I got to get everything out of the closet. So like my build table, I have to shut down, pull off to the side, stack things on it, clear out some of the stuff in here, and then after that, I've got to take the shelves, all the shelves down the closet, and I'll have to cut them and redo them so it sits across. So instead of having like the long like shelves and like the clothing bar and all that's coming down, and instead the shelves will go from one wall to another. And so it's like I'm just cutting the shelves and putting a support board underneath, basically putting them in, and that'll be where all my bins, boxes, and stuff. So I've got to measure up and build shelves that'll accommodate all the bins and everything in it, and then I'll even finish the floor in there. So that'll probably take me a few days to build all the shelves, and then I will just go into crazy mode where I'm just like organizing everything, and then like bringing things in, put stuff in the garage, bring other things in. Once that's done and that all that stuff is settled, pretty much what happens after that is it'll be we'll look at something here in a minute. I'm missing something, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna set this down. After that, it'll just be like putting bends in, and then once that stuff's settled and I feel like I've got a lot of the bends in here and there, the rest of it I can do during, like, in between times of streaming and all that. But it's like I have to shut everything down because I have to move all of this forward and out, and then I can finish up the starship wall. I can finish up, you know, the organizing. I can finish up, like, cleaning all the cosplay stuff in the garage, the tools, the trash. I've got to go through old supplies that I'm not using or using and get rid of that. Broken tools. I've got bins of collected parts, so, like, I need to streamline that, go through, pick what I need, what I don't need. I'll probably restructure the sidewall, so I'll actually put up shelves that go along and put those up. There's, like, bins of Nerf blasters that there's some that I use that I was modding, some not. I've got Nerf blasters in here, some that I keep, some that I won't. And so, like, on the back of the closet, I'll actually have my Nerf arsenal. I'll be pulling those off, putting them in there, and then building a weapons wall of cosplay stuff. So even, like, my Ghostbuster Ambin blaster will go up there. Probably, like, my Minecraft sword. So I'll have an armory in there. I'll restructure the door in here to get things fitted, and just kind of, like, rebuilding some things. And I'll need to just sit, focus, and do that over time. So that's kind of like one of my big things this summer that I absolutely feel like I'm in dire need to do, is build all that stuff up. Okay. I'm going to go back. I got to look at something real quick. Okay. So I'm going all the way back to, at the very beginning, we had put a structure piece on here, which is the top of the motor. And that goes... I think it goes actually like this. I'm pulling this whole motor out, and then I'm gonna... that's what it was. Nice. So that's kind of the part of the engine block that I was missing, and then that should fit into there. Boom. Got our little driver. We can move the things up there. Yeah, dude, that's it. So that was everything for bag 3. Look at that. We'll kind of, let's look at it real quick before I leave. So we've got, of course, these pieces here. You can tilt them. Got movable side mirrors here as well. The coolest thing is right here we got a little bit of a tab that if you pull this, I'll move this up a little bit. There we go. So that you can see, they can see if you pull this out, you can expose all of the parts of the engine, the actual exhaust, where the carburation and everything goes through. Like, you've got all this exposed and open, and it just holds on with one pin there, which is nice. And I like the detail work that we're getting there. So if you like, because this also has like a tool kit and all sorts of things, so you could pull this off to the side, set it, put the tool kit up there, attach some hoses. Like, I like this part, the aspect of this. I would eventually probably want to change this into like a little driver head, but for right now, that works. Same thing over here. You pop this off, and you've got all this exposed in there. Looks cool. I feel like that should still turn down a little bit, not be up. I'll get it in time. I'll move it. I'll have to take some pliers and move it, because my hands are too big. Honestly, my hands feel super oily, so like all this feels oily, and I'm wondering if, because I didn't oil my beard, I'm wondering if it was when I oiled my beard from the last time that I had these parts that the oil is just smearing all over everything. So I might have to get like an oil, like a alcohol wipe, and wipe that all down. But yeah, that's some cool details in this. Like I said, it's big. It's really big. And we still had the back to build. So we still got a lot more. I think bag 4 will have this put together, and then we'll have like the engineering or the first part of the repair cart with it as well. So we're gonna set that back up there. I'm gonna tilt it back just a little bit. Boom, boom. Yeah, I dig this. Pretty cool. Are you heading out to the party? Hey, guess what? It works out because I'm heading offline now. So, Bama! What's up, Bama? How are you? So you have fun at your spider, sea monster, spider monkey, bug eating. Sorry, I'm razzing you, man. I don't like crawfish. They freak me out. Absolutely, 100%. Totally freaked out about this. Can't do it. Can't do it. Nope. I mean, it's got to be a dire emergency for me to. I can't. Hey, Nathan, welcome into the madness. I'm about to drop the madness here in a minute. So, you have fun, Travisio. Enjoy them bugs, okay? All right, listen. That's all I have for today. This is kind of what we got built. This is pretty awesome. I will have this, if you ever want to go back and review a lot of the recordings, I will cut clips of this to put on TikTok, but also have this on my YT channel and Twitch as well, so you can always go back and look at those. They'll be up and available. But hey, listen, if you showed up today, commented, gave gifts, like this sort of this stuff, I appreciate it so much. You have no idea how much that means to me, and especially after this whole week of some of the craziness that's been going on. I definitely appreciate people coming in and saying hello and just checking up. It's been a while since I've been online doing this, so I'm super thankful for you all. You have no idea. Hey, I'm gonna say it. I normally do it here. Let me get my other things set up over here. I keep forgetting to do all my things. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe. The bell for notifications to be alerted. Anything comes from me to you, comment, like this. Lets the algorithm know that you care, right? So I do appreciate all those things. Okay. Hey, listen. I thank you all. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it.